Don't ever really know. It's still a black screen on YouTube. Oh, there it is. All right, we are live. We're live again. Yeah. So yeah, I was basically gonna be here, chilling in my awesome Yu Yu Hakusho T-shirt. Love this T-shirt. I haven't worn it in a while. I'm kind of like I was wearing it quite a bit when I first got it because I really enjoy the T-shirt. Then I was like, I should probably space out when I wear it, and that way it doesn't wear out too fast. Because I do have some shirts that I bought around the same time as this that are wearing out some because it's getting all crinkly, I guess, from washing it, drying it, just wearing it repeatedly, like every week. So yeah, just gonna be a little chill stream tonight. I wanted to sip on some bourbon. I'm procrastinating doing more work. I've been doing work basically all day. I've been doing drawing here at the desk all day, and I have my drawing tablet monitor, whatever it is, behind my laptop right now, and I'm able to see it and just stare at that blank canvas, just thinking about how I need to be doing work instead of relaxing right now. But I wanted to get some relaxed time in. I'm trying to enjoy myself a little bit now that the college semester's over. Been trying to watch some more anime, which I need to start a new anime because I finished off Blue Period, and I'm probably going to talk about that in this stream, as well as some other things. Um, haven't got to read any new manga since the last stream, unfortunately. So just gonna eat the rest of my dinner here and chill a little bit before I get back to work. And waiting for the Camelot 331 stream to start. Probably gonna listen to that while I work because I'm probably gonna end up working another 3 to 4 hours tonight. I slept in today. Um, been not setting. I don't set an alarm. I don't have an alarm to wake me up anymore. Instead, I have Bluetooth lights for my bedroom that I put up in the ceiling, and those are amazing. And it's way more comfortable waking up that way as opposed to like a sound alarm waking you up. I have my lights where it's like 10 minutes of gradually fading in until they're like all the way on. It's like 10 minutes fading on, and I'm able to change the time where it turns on each day. And I haven't been setting it because I've been wanting to sleep in, recover some after my weekend job. And yeah, I haven't been too busy this week until today. Monday was a complete wash. I was just exhausted Monday. And what does my cat's over there making noise? He was fine up until now. He was trying to get into my food, but of course, as soon as I start the stream, he's gonna start making noise, and now he's gonna jump up here and probably knock over something. Yep. Life with cats. I have 4 cats. Not sure how I'm going to get them into Japan yet when I move over there. I'm going to look more into that whenever it gets to that time. I know the process is a bit of a pain and it might be expensive, but like once I for sure know that I'm going to be living in Japan like permanently, or hopefully permanently, like settling down, like wife, kids, maybe a couple of houses over there because the houses are actually like really cheap as opposed to like America. And I would like to have a couple of houses. Maybe get a house in Kamakura or Yokohama, or maybe somewhere else on like the outskirts of Tokyo, or maybe even one down in like Kyoto, Osaka area. I would like to get one up north, but northern Japan gets way too much snow for my comfort, so I really don't plan to spend any time up there unless it's summertime on like vacations. Yeah, we'll see about getting the cats over there, even if it's like one at a time, gradually, because some things that I'm gonna have to overcome whenever I move there if I don't buy a house before I bring my cats is first I have to find a landlord that allows foreigners, which narrows my market down quite a bit, even though I'll probably be pretty fluent in Japanese by the time I'm living there, like living and working there. Um, Being able to find a person like the landlords that allow non-Japanese people, that lowers my pool. Getting one that allows animals lowers my pool even more, and like pool of landlords that I can rent from. And getting one that allows cats, that's the big thing. A lot of them don't like cats, even to like native Japanese. It's hard to find landlords. So I already have like three things narrowing down my field of what landlords I'm going to be able to rent from. Um, and I would like to have a decent size apartment. Not sure how big exactly, but if I'm able to buy a house like on the outskirts of Tokyo, maybe like an hour from like central Tokyo, or like 40 minutes to an hour. Honestly, it doesn't take that long to get outside of Tokyo. You just get on one of the lines, and it's, how long is it? Like Yokohama is like less than an hour away, and Kamakura is like less than an hour away. So it's not that far, and those are like pretty far, like outside of like the Tokyo central area. Um, so it's not completely implausible that I would be able to get a house on the outskirts of Tokyo for a decent price, and that might be the play. I might have to get a house to store my cats, and I'll just visit them maybe like a couple times a week, like feed them, clean the litter box and stuff, and just keep them in a house outside of Tokyo, and then have an apartment in Tokyo possibly. But I'll just need to see what my financial situation is at that time. Honestly, if it's not too bad, I would just live in a house kind of on the outskirts of Tokyo, like Kashiwa or something, and just transit every day. Because the transit, yeah, it would be a little expensive, but considering like every time I drive to my job here in America, it takes like $10 in gas, $10 or more, depending on the price of gas at the time. It's expensive for me to drive to work and back, so each day it'd be pretty expensive. And you are in a playful mood tonight. He is just biting my hand right now. But yeah, I was going to talk about, I guess we'll knock out anime first. We'll talk about that a little bit. You are just in a playful mood. Not sure what your problem is. Oh, he got his fish. Oh, I just noticed that. That's why he's in a playful mood. He brought his fish in here. Yeah, he likes his fish. But yeah, he's going to talk about some anime. Blue Period, that's the most recent one I watched. Let me pull up my anime list. Well, not my anime list, but it's Annie list, because that's what I made. Because you can set that one to where it's like Japanese titles. Um, what's the recent ones that I watched? Blue Period, Komi-san wa Komusho desu. Komi can't communicate. I put School Days on my to watch list, but I haven't started that one yet. I put that one on the list like 2 months ago. So yeah, I'm just now getting back to where I'm watching anime more again. And I watched Golden Boy and Seven Mortal Sins and Tree Age X. I watched all of those a couple months ago, and I'm just now getting to where I'm watching stuff again. So yeah, Blue Period's the most recent thing that I've watched. Um, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It wasn't fantastic, but again, my comprehension was somewhere probably around the 30% mark whenever I was watching it. So there was a lot of stuff that went over my head. And there's a character in it where I don't know if it's a femboy character. It's not really a trans character. And I didn't realize that it was that type of character until like multiple episodes in, because I picked up on it's like the character was using ore, which is I. It's the masculine way of saying I in Japanese, and sometimes female characters will use that. It's pretty uncommon. Usually they'll use like boku, which is the young male version of saying I. Usually the females would say that whenever they're trying to be playful or come off as like tomboyish. They don't usually use ore, but that character was using ore, so I was like, all right, that's not too common. But I ended up looking it up, and it's like, no, the character's actually male and doesn't identify as female, or at least not in the anime part. But it was strange. It was strange. I like the character. I like the whole drama with like her parents, like the upbringing, the household situation. That one was pretty neat. Yeah, it was a pretty good anime. I don't know if it's going to get another season. I would doubt it. The animation wasn't great by today's standards, but it wasn't bad either. It was like standard. Like it seemed like it had a decent budget, but not an outstanding budget. Any favorite anime this year? This year, I'm guessing that would be anime that came out this year. I'm trying to think of some that I've seen. I would have to go on to. Do I have Crunchyroll on my other computer? I don't know if I'm signed in. I think I'm only signed in on the PS4 upstairs. So I'm not able to look at my. Yeah, I'm not signed in on that one. Oh, let me check another one. Let me check this computer. I might be signed into it because I think I was watching. Hold up. Okay, I am not signed in on any of these computers, and it would be a pain to sign in. Yeah, there are some anime that I have watched this year that I was really impressed by. Didn't like the recent Demon Slayer come out this year? Yeah, it came out this year. I watched that. I enjoyed that. The Hashira training arc, I enjoyed it. There's also some like seasonal stuff that I enjoyed quite a bit. Um, but the names are eluding me right now. It's kind of just your forgettable seasonal anime that comes out. I've heard Don is like one of the anime of the year, and that's one that I'm planning to watch. The final episode for the season comes out either this year or next year, I think. And well, not either it comes out this week or next week, and I was gonna just binge it as soon as that like came out because I want to watch it in Japanese and I want to be able to binge it in like a day or two. I've been waiting on it to end that way I can just watch all of it in one go. But yeah, Don. Bleach has been pretty good. These last four episodes have been pretty good, even though the previous episodes I haven't liked as much, and especially like the previous cores have been kind of a letdown. What are some more? Ao no Hako Blue Box. That's one that I still want to watch. I'm waiting on that one to end as well, and then I'm gonna binge that one. But the manga is pretty good for it for what I've read. It's a good rom com. Mostly what I watch is a lot of rom coms or your standard shonens. Yeah, there are some anime that I'm just not able to recall them right now that I have enjoyed quite a bit because every season up until like this recent season, or at least for this year, I've been trying to keep up on anywhere from like 3 to 5 anime. Did I have a second anime list? No, no, I didn't have another anime. What was I keeping track of it on? I was keeping track on something else. Maybe it was my anime list, and I just made an Annie list instead. Because I made an Annie list because now I'm trying to track all the anime that I watch now. Finally, after all these years. But yeah, I can't really recall off the top of my head. I know there was some this year for sure. Like especially earlier in the year, I was watching like quite a bit more anime. In like the spring and the summer, I believe, I was watching like quite a bit. There was this one that I really hated. I think it came out this year. It was it was about witches and people trying to make them extinct or something. Let me see. Nope, not coming up that way. But yeah, it was a started off as a really good premise for the anime, and it fell off hard. It was a very big letdown. Yeah, I watched Free Run, but did that come out? That didn't come out this year, did it? All right, so it did end this year. It ended at like the beginning of like this year. Yeah, Free Run since technically I guess that would be a 2023 anime, but yeah, I really enjoyed Free Run. That one was really good. I'm looking forward to season two. I think a season two was announced. I know just recently. What is it? What is it? What is it? My Dress Up Darling season two was finally, I believe, confirmed like today or yesterday. I think that it's finally coming out next year, and I loved season one. I've rewatched that anime probably 2 or 3 times, which is not very common for me at all. Uh, I rarely ever rewatch an anime outside of like shonen series that are like long running that I enjoy rewatching. But as far as like your standard 12 to like 26 episode anime series, usually I don't ever rewatch any of those. But I've rewatched My Dress Up Darling quite a few times. There's also Hyakano. Did that one come out this year? Would I recommend Free Run? Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's one of the best anime that has come out in a very, very long time because the pacing is so good. Um, a lot of anime now is very fast paced, like it's like Bleach, how it's being adapted right now, where it's just speeding through the content. And Freerun's like a really slow burn, and I really like that. It's like it's more similar to how anime used to be, like the older anime, so I would definitely recommend it. Let me see if Hyakano came out this year. No, anime 2024, maybe. I don't know if it came out this year or if it was last year. Okay, it came out last October, so it would have ended at the beginning of this year. But that one was another one that I really enjoyed. I actually pre-ordered and bought all the Blu-rays. I was doing unboxings of them on this channel. That one was one that I really enjoyed. My cat got the fish. Let me log into my friend's Crunchyroll account because I do not pay for Crunchyroll. I refuse to pay for Crunchyroll, so the only reason I use Crunchyroll is because I use a friend's account. Go. I'll have to see if I remember all the info to get in. Know if I remember the. Okay, we're logging in. Let me go to my history and let's see how far back we can go. I've been watching Dragon Ball Daima. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. Let's see here. 7 Mortal Sins. Gotta go back further. Golden Boy. The Manyu Scroll. That one was really good. I was watching Girls Bravo. I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! In Japanese. I rewatched How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, but that one's kind of old now. I've rewatched that anime like 3 times. I really enjoy it. I rewatched a couple of Cuckoos. That was another. I think that one's getting a season 2. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. Karakaijo's no Takagi-san. Watch that one. Alright, here's some of the ones that I was watching from the previous season. I didn't keep up on all of these, but I was watching like 8 anime for like the fall season. Let's see here. Yep, we have Demon Slayer, the Hashira Training Art, Windbreaker. Windbreaker was really good. I really enjoyed it. Mysterious Disappearances, that one was another anime that I really enjoyed up until I would say the very end. I feel like they kind of rushed it there at the end, so I kind of wish it would have been a 24 to 26 episode series. That way we could have gotten more, but I don't think it'll get a season 2. Like, it started off popular, but it seemed like it was only popular in the Japanese market from what I saw online, and even then it was only popular like at the beginning, and it kind of waned off, unfortunately. The Cafe Terrace and its Goddesses, or Megami no Cafe Terrace, that one was really good, which I enjoyed season 1 a lot. Season 2 was just a continuation. I really enjoyed it. Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, I thought it was pretty good. It was fine, and the animation's different. I believe it's a different studio, or at least they're drawing it in a different way, which I didn't like as much, but it was fine. The Elusive Samurai was a good one. It was different. It was very different. Didn't always like the animation and story for it, but it had some good moments. It was alright. Let's see here. Makaine, Too Many Losing Heroines. That one was really funny. I really enjoyed it. It was a good comedy rom-com. Really enjoyed it. Days with My Stepsister. That one was good in a different way. That one was another anime that was like Free Run. It was a really slow burn anime. really slow paced, not a lot of dialogue. It had a lot of moments where it was just silence and ambient, and I really enjoyed watching that one. So I Pseudo Harem, that one was amazing. That was probably the best comedy for like a rom com that I've seen this year. It was really good. Pseudo Harem, I really enjoyed it. Hopefully, it gets a continuation, but from what I remember, I really enjoyed it. Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. That one was fine. It blew up. It was probably one of the more popular rom coms that came out this year. I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it, from what I can remember. And Love is Indivisible by Twins. That one was kind of forgettable, honestly. It was all right, but it wasn't anything special. Just your standard rom com. All right. So yeah, that's some of the stuff that I've watched this year. I can go back further and see what I saw on the previous seasons for the year. Um, but yeah, that was a pretty big bulk of what I've seen. Of course, I rewatched Mysterious. Kanojo Karashimas or Rent a Girlfriend. I rewatched that one this year as well. And of course, Demon Slayer and Mushoku Tensei. I rewatched season one of it in preparation. Season one and season two in preparation for season three, and I watched that when it came out as well. But yeah, use your brother Crunchyroll. I pay when you're getting free content. Yeah, I won't support Crunchyroll because I think they're a horrible company, and the only way I would watch their content is if I was watching on someone else's account. But yeah, those was a bunch of the series that I had seen this year. Pseudo Harem, that one was really good. I would highly recommend that one, from the list that I listed off. JRR, what's up? Just procrastinating against getting back to work tonight. Gonna chill, get back to work, and probably be up until the other side of midnight sometime doing work tonight. I want to get back to reading manga though, but I really need to force myself just to watch more anime. And I've been watching a lot of Japanese YouTubers in my free time, but I would have to log into like my other, which I don't think that would be too hard. I can do that on my phone because I have multiple YouTube accounts on my phone. Let's see if there's any in. Here's a channel that I really like. It's Yamamomo-chan Nerutsu. If I don't hold it like this, oh god, this isn't going to show up too well at all. Her channel is really cute. I really like her channel. But I watch a lot of Japanese YouTubers. This one's a really good channel. It's a food channel. It's a Grand Chef Matsuo. He's a Japanese chef, and you get to watch him like cook and stuff. It's really good. You know Nihongo podcast. A bunch of One Piece channels that I watch. Yuji Nishida has a YouTube channel. He's like a really popular Japanese volleyball player, a volleyball pro. I got onto his channel whenever I got really into Haikyuu, and I started looking up like volleyball and getting into it a little bit, and I started watching him. Yeah, I've been watching some just vlog channels in Japanese, travel channels in Japanese, stuff like that. A lot of manga shelf tours, manga pickups, manga discussions in Japanese. I've been watching quite a bit of those. Yeah, definitely planning. My plan was whenever I got out of college for this semester, I was going to watch like 5 anime every week. But instead of doing that, I've been trying to catch up on work and like trying to catch up on work in preparation for whenever I go to Japan in like a week and a half. So I'm trying to prepare for that and get some content backlogged. That way I can schedule it to release while I'm in Japan. That way I can keep up some support and income while I'm out of the country. So I'm not getting to watch anime like I was intending to. I was intending, like I said, I told my friend I wanted to watch like a full 12 episode anime like every weekday until I leave for Japan, but that's like 5 hours a day, and I haven't made time for that, unfortunately. What else was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about uh, English voice actors, I guess, and the influence of Japanese content, like Japanese media, on Western like writers and directors and stuff, and how they all only seem to cite series like Akira and Cowboy Bebop. Like uh, I've seen people posting on Twitter about this. It's like, why? Because something else that's coming out, I believe it's, what is it? It's the new game coming up by Naughty Dog that looks horrible. Um, how they was claiming their influences was like Akira and Cowboy Bebop, and it's like Akira was pretty popular in Japan, but Cowboy Bebop's not a popular series in Japan at all. It was one of those that was only popular here. Same with like Trigun. Trigun was mainly only popular here. Even like Helsing is like really only popular here. There's a bunch of series that for some reason like is only popular here, but all of them, like all the directors, everyone that always cites whenever they mention like a manga or an anime or something, it's always Akira, Cowboy Bebop. And you also hear that a lot too, like English voice actors. If you go to a lot of anime conventions here, you'll see, especially among the older group of anime voice actors, none of them are really anime fans, and their default to cite is like, for their favorite anime, is always like Cowboy Bebop. And it's like always like the most popular Toonami stuff from back in the day, or like Dragon Ball Z and stuff, which is fine. I love Dragon Ball Z too. I would never call it like my favorite anime or manga, but I still love it. I love it a ton. But yeah, and that's because these people, like English anime voice actors, none of them are really anime fans. Very few of them are actual anime fans. Even like not even just the old guard, your Cal Labors, your Sean Schimmels, your Christopher Sabatts. It's all of your newer ones too. A lot of them are like theater kids that just got into voice acting. Honestly, a lot of them seem to come from that background, just being theater kids, and just they couldn't cut it in acting, so they're just trying to make it in voice acting. In all honesty, but a lot of them are not anime fans. A lot of them rarely watch the anime that they're voicing, even if it's an insanely popular anime. So a lot of them are not anime fans. And that's why their default is always Cowboy Bebop. They're always trying to say something popular. Very rarely have I ever met a English anime voice actor that goes outside of the umbrella of like the most popular anime that they can cite. Like you couldn't have a proper anime discussion with any of the English voice actors, because none of them are really anime fans. To them, it's just work, which is fine, but it's just work to them. There was also like the whole ordeal recently, like even like Japanese Twitter was enraged by this. There's like some artists on Twitter that are basically doing tracing of anime characters and changing the race of them. Like they're tracing over existing art and just changing the race, like changing the hair, changing the skin color, and that's basically all they're doing. And the Japanese Twitter has been mad about that, and it's like the English voice actor for the main male character from Don to Don changed his profile picture to it, and it was coming out in support of that practice, which I don't agree with that practice at all. I find that distasteful, especially the tracing part. Being an artist myself, I really hate that my art is that has the potential to be traced, but is also being trained by like AI. I really hate that, but there's not much I can do about it, honestly. But it was nice to see that this guy, that he's one of the types that him and his girlfriend, because his girlfriend is like Eris Quinones, and she's a horrible person too. But anyway, that he finally got his comeuppance, and people was dogging on this guy so bad that he left Twitter and just went to Blue Sky, which Blue Sky is don't know if I'd want to be associated with Blue Sky, in all honesty. Like it's Twitter, but worse. Like Twitter's bad. Twitter's toxic, but it's always been toxic. Whenever they shut down Tumblr in like 2018, all of that group went to Twitter and made Twitter worse. Oh, how long have I been on here? About 30 minutes. Probably going to end the stream in a bit because, like I said, I do need to get to work. Let's see if there's a timeline on when the stream's going to start because I'll listen to streams on Mondays and Wednesdays. I guess I could talk about boxing a bit because honestly, well, I guess I'll talk about Christmas a bit first because that's on my mind too. I've spent quite a bit on Christmas. I finally got the final Christmas gift in today, so I've spent quite a bit of money on that. That's hurting a little bit because I have this trip coming up and don't have as much as I would like to have for the trip, in all honesty. So it's going to be quite a budget trip. Not sure how many attractions I'm going to be able to do in Tokyo this time, so that's slightly disappointing, but I'm fine just being in Tokyo. Just being in Tokyo, it's like I'm happy being there. I'll just be happy just walking around in Shinjuku, Nagano Broadway, Shibuya, Akihabara, Ikebukuro, Odaiba, just all over Tokyo. I'm fine just walking everywhere. I still need to get to Ginza because there's a Hooters there, and I want to try Japanese Hooters and see if it's, well, I know it's going to be better than American Hooters, especially the ones around me, because the Hooters here is like they're not hiring their best the best looking people for that, and the ones around here for sure. Like your better option around here is like Twin Peaks, but even that's still, it still ain't got nothing on like the Japanese alternatives. I would like to go to some more cafes. I had a friend that told me I should like go to some hostess clubs, but honestly, that's not really my thing. And I think host clubs are kind of expensive, and you can get some fishy ones that are like shady. So I don't know which ones to really check out. So hostess clubs, yeah, not sure if I'm going to be into that. But I would like to go to some more themed cafes, even if it's not maid cafes. Like I've went to cat cafes and maid cafes before. I think there's some owl cafes and also some hedgehog cafes. I'd like to go to some more cafes, and like in Akihabara, Harajuku is where I went to the cat cafe. It was pretty neat. But yeah, I need to spend more time in Harajuku. Every time I go to Harajuku, I've been to Harajuku probably like half a dozen times, and every time I don't really do anything there. I went to the shrine like Takeshita Street. You go in through the main entrance and you follow it down a ways, and there's like a four-way a crepe shop right there. Well, if you take that left and go a ways and then go up the stairs, there's like a nice shrine back there that like no one goes to for some reason, or at least no one was there whenever I went. Could have just been the time that I went, but it was strange to be super busy street right here and no one was visiting like the shrine and getting like goshuin or anything. So that was it was cool to get a goshuin from there because I didn't even know it was there. I was just walking just to see what else was around Harajuku. But I need to spend some more time in Harajuku and actually like go in the stores, because every time I go there, like I said, I tend to just walk straight through it and I don't really spend too much time there. Though I did go to there's a clothing store called Chicago. It's not down the Takeshita Street. It's a couple of streets over. It's one of the main streets with cars that are able to go down it. And there's a clothing store called Chicago over there, and they have like a bunch of used yukatas, kimonos, and stuff like that. I was really wanting to buy one, but I didn't have room in my luggage. So that might be a play this time. I'll need to see what my luggage. He brought his box over here. The box was on the other side of the room. I guess he drug it over here. That's weird. I have a weird cat. But yeah, really excited for the Japan trip. Honestly, shouldn't be doing this Japan trip because I need to be saving for next year. I'm going to be paying a lot in taxes next year, at least probably around like 5 to 6 grand in taxes. So that's going to suck at the beginning of the year, and need to start saving for when I transfer to university, because my financial aid isn't going to cover everything for whenever I transfer, so that's going to suck a little bit. And I want to try to buy a new car, one that's better gas mileage, so I want to try to get one of those before I start university, in case I'm having to drive like an hour and a half to classes a couple times a week, because there's no way I'm staying in dorms on campus. There's no way. That would cost way too much money to do something like that. But yeah, what was I going to talk about? I got sidetracked by like everything else, and I was going to talk about something, and now I completely forgot. Oh yeah, what was I? I was going to talk about boxing, I think is what I was going to talk about, or at least I mentioned that a while back. I have a big boxing match coming up this weekend. I'm a little sad. I really wish it was like 1 hour, maybe like 1 to 2 hours earlier, because the boxing match is going to start like around the time that I need to leave the house to drive to work. And if it goes all 12 rounds, I'll be in work and working whenever the match ends. But most of the match would be over by the time I get to work. And I'm so sad that I won't be able to watch it. I would totally buy the zone for like a month in order to watch the fight. It's Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk #2. Unfortunately, it's not undisputed this time. He got stripped of one of the titles, and Daniel Dubois got that. They actually beat the crap out of AJ in their fight. I was hoping AJ would get the title back, and I'm pretty sure most people was as well. I was hoping he'd be able to beat Dubois. But it's crazy. Dubois is taking a really strange turn in his career. He lost to what was his name? His moniker is like the Juggernaut, but his name is escaping me right now off the top of my head. But he's the one that beat Dubois, gave him his first loss, and then he had a bit of a build back. And it's crazy to see him come back and just destroy AJ, like destroyed AJ. We haven't seen AJ get destroyed like that. AJ is a really good boxer. Don't know if something was wrong in camp or something going on backstage, but it was really strange to see him acting on the way up to that fight. So I was hoping that he would have won that, and then we could have got possibly next year like Fury versus AJ, but it could still happen. It just won't be as big now. But yeah, I'm excited for the fight coming up this Saturday. Really excited for it. Not really sure who I want to win. I'm kind of fine either way winning. Maybe a little bit pulling more for Fury so we can get a trilogy. Trilogies are always fun. Whereas if Usyk wins, he's probably going to retire, but he is talking about going back down to cruiserweight. So not really sure what his plans are. If Fury wins, I could honestly see him just retiring even without even doing the trilogy. Fury's so unpredictable. It's like he's retiring one day and then the next day he's not retired. He doesn't ever know what he wants to do. He has problems. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here and try to get back to work, force myself to work, and get the night started. So I will see you guys later.